The tilt is real.
Tilt is real.
This is when the tilt is real. Let's go.
Welcome in to the Sunday Tilt with your hosts, the FF chef himself, Juan Carlos Pena, and John JAWN Swanson.
It is Sunday, my dudes.
This is when the tilt is real. This is when the tilt is real.
Welcome in to the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt, Week 3. And join with me today is none other than Mr. FF John JWN Swanson. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Chef? What's going on, Tilt Squad? It is Sunday, my dudes.
Juan cannot be here today. He is doing some family stuff, well-deserved. And we're going to kick it out for you for the next 2 hours of nonstop fantasy football.
Commercial-free fantasy football.
Commercial-free. Starts it fun. Welcome in to the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt. Let's get right into it, Mr. Swanson.
Yeah, let's get right into it. See you guys popping in the chat already. What's going on? Kicks from Mike. Zach, good morning.
Up?
There's a lot of injuries this week, Chef.
Yeah,
there's
man.
There's a lot going on. A lot of pivots need to be made. So let's dive right in. Dame Roche, what's going on? Welcome back. We're doing well, thank you. Dame Roche is in Tampa for this Philly game tomorrow. Go Birds. Need help to start one at flex and an RB2. He has Amari Cooper, Zay Flowers, Aaron Jones, Jerry Jeudy, DeAndre Swift, and Ramondre Stevenson.
So one flex and one running back.
So one flex and one running back.
All right. Well, Aaron Jones, I believe, is out. Can you confirm that?
I will confirm that right now.
I'm pretty sure that he is out for the game, or at least questionable. So I am staying away from that. Not to mention that New Orleans is the 10th best team against fantasy running backs as of right to date. So I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, he's still questionable with a hamstring. That game is at 1 o'clock, though, so we'll know. That's one that we'll keep you all updated on. As far as injury goes,
real question: do you think, being an Eagles fan, do you think that they are going to give the full workload to DeAndre Swift today?
Not with Gainwell being active. That game's tomorrow, right? I mean, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, not with Gainwell being healthy. He does not have an injury designation at this point, I believe. Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah, he was questionable throughout the week, and he practiced on a limited basis. I know that for a fact. But I guess it's not going to be Swift then. So I guess the RB2 situation would be Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, he was a full participant in practice on Friday.
Who was?
Gainwell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson for the RB2 role.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I'm going to come back and double down on Zay Flowers today up against the Indianapolis Colts. He's been wonderful, Zay Flowers. Like, there's not much we can say that's bad about Zay Flowers. Even the addition of Mark Andrews back into the offense, like, he is still coming up with targets. And I think it continues here against a weak Colts defense.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Plus, Beckham is out, so it's going to vacate some targets. Justice Hill is out as well, just to note that also. Flowers has been seeing targets. He's seen a target on 35% of Baltimore's first read targets. So he's there. They're looking to him first. So I'm with you on Flowers and Ramondre here.
Yeah. Game, good luck today and this weekend. Enjoy the game down in Tampa. Very nice. I'm sure It's nice and warm down there.
Absolutely. Please enjoy. And then lastly for Dame here to round it out, Higbee or Pitts. Chef
it wouldn't be a Sunday Tilt without a tight end question, right?
Chef starting Pitts, aren't you, Chef?
I have to. With the news of Jalen Waddle being out, I have no other option in one of my dynasty leagues but to start Kyle Pitts. And if he doesn't perform today, like I'm throwing in the towel.
Mm.
I think I lean Pitts here.
I hate to say it because I know he's been such a it's so tough because you see a guy who's so talented not used the right way because they just pound the ball. They just run the ball. They're going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. But that being said, I think the talent's gonna win out for me this week against Higbee.
He's going up against Cincinnati's defense, and
Middle of the road.
He got targeted 7 times last week against the 49ers, only caught 3 balls. But even with a mediocre defense like he went up against in week 1 with Seattle, caught all 3 of his targets, he's still only catching 3 balls a game. I am not liking that average. I like the upside of Kyle Pitts. If we're going to shoot for one here, I think Tyler Higbee stays closer to the line and has to block for Matthew Stafford a little bit more. So give me Kyle Pitts. It's close. It's disgusting, but it's Sunday and we are tilting on tight ends already.
Yeah, okay, but I'm down with you. Let's go roll Pitts there. Luka Magic, start 1. What's going on? Welcome in. Start 1 half PPR. Josh Downs?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Downs, Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson.
Brandon Cooks, take him off the list. He's just nursing an injury, finally getting back on the field. I'm staying away from that. Jake Ferguson is a nice option. Would I put him over Downs or Robert Woods? Maybe not. I'd have to look at that.
All right, Jake Ferguson. I have him marked down here. Solid start, great matchup. Yeah, this is an interesting fact right here that I forget where I picked this up or found it, or I don't know what happened. So Dak has 8 out of Dak's 18 red zone pass attempts. Jake Ferguson has 8 of those targets. Out of Dak Prescott's 18 total red zone attempts so far this season, Jake Ferguson has 8 of those.
Well, he got lucky last week and he caught one in the end zone. We're not going to see a lot. It doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of air yards for Jake Ferguson. So you're pretty much hoping that he falls in the end zone or gets something going around the red zone. But I mean, he's got the great matchup against Arizona today.
Great matchup.
Putrid against,
second to last.
Yeah.
Putrid
against the tight ends. Josh Downs is so interesting to me. I'll check the wide receiver matchups real fast and see if he has a better Ronald Darby for Baltimore is a little tough. And real fast, what is the target share for Robert Woods lately?
For Robert, I have this right here. It looks like he's getting. I feel like he's been targeted, but like low value targets.
Yeah, the yards per target aren't that big. It went up a little bit last week from 5.7 to 8.2 yards per target. But I mean, he's getting 10 or 9 targets a game. He's averaging
32% of the wide receiver targets.
Yeah,
through his game so far, and 22%.
Do we see more Tank Dell as the year goes on? I think we do, I think it's pretty safe to say that they're going to have to compete and throw the ball with Jacksonville. And Downs is going up against Baltimore's defense, who has slowed things down for competitors. I think Robert Woods is the safest bet here, man.
Now, Robert Woods, keep in mind, this is also Andy Dalton today throwing the ball. Is it not? Did they not rule out Stroud all the way?
Stroud is active. You're thinking Bryce Young.
Oh, I am thinking of Bryce Young. Yep. Oh, wow. That's wild. I get those confused.
Fair enough. Both rookie quarterbacks, only taking one pick away from each other.
So you're going to give, out of these here, you're going to give Woods the edge over Ferguson.
Yeah, I give Woods the edge over Ferguson for targets and fantasy points. I mean, if you think about it, he's averaging 12 fantasy points per game. Ferguson, although he does have a good matchup, he's averaging around maybe 6 points a game. And I'd rather have the upside of Robert Woods. Maybe he gets into the end zone this week.
All right, cool. I'll ride with you there. Keep in mind, Ferguson, if you're doing dailies,
Yeah, Ferguson is a
Might be
great tight
safe
end
tight end there.
add today, like just because of the matchup and everything.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't put him over another active wide receiver if I don't have to.
Good tilt, Luca. That one took some breaking down.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Eric Brewer, what's going on? Eric is in a deep league. Would we go Donald Parham or Cade Otton in PPR?
Kate Otten was kind of like a sneaky play last week, and I think he may be a sneaky play this week as well.
6
Going
targets
up
last
against
week.
Philly. Parham, I mean, he's going to be
Mm.
dealing with a lot of target competition, and
Yeah.
that's what scares me. So I'm going to say deep league, Kate Otten. Otan.
Parham.
I don't know. Otten or Otan? Is he a gratin?
Otton?
Otan.
Sounds
Kate
like a
Otan.
dish. You're gonna go Parham here?
No, I'm going Otan.
A ton? Okay, yeah. Maybe he'll get a ton of targets.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a ton of
There
targets.
you
That's
go.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'll lean that too. It's close,
It's very close.
but I'll lean Otton. Ball glove ball glove blueprint. Welcome
What's
back.
up?
Oh, good. He's got some mind benders for you today. Hold on to your butts. I'm gonna do
Oh,
that.
dude, I don't know if my butt can take any more. I've been, I had the alcoholic sweats this morning. You ever have that?
No, never once. Never at
when
all.
never at all when the alcohol just
Come
like
on.
leaks out of your pores? Yeah, that's not fun.
No,
But
oh, that's the best. That's why I don't leave the house anymore.
yeah, that's why I'm holding my butt this morning.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the chef himself. Kicks from Mike. What's going on? He's got a wide receiver. DK, Metcalf, Najee Harris, Jordan Addison, DeAndre Swift, Kyron Williams.
Ooh,
Jordan Addison is playing, right?
I believe so. I didn't hear anything different.
Well, I mean, he is playing, right? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Jordan Addison, he's got a great matchup. Najee has been off
They've
and
been.
on.
I'm leaning away from Najee on this one, dude. They've been past in Minnesota. They've just been airing the ball out. It's crazy. Their Cousins is just letting it fly. It's a good matchup too.
Like Mike Evans has a good matchup against the Phillies defensive backs.
Yeah, I'm playing Mike Evans for sure. That's one.
All right. Well, if we're slamming Mike Evans, I want to look at Kyron Williams up against Cincinnati. He's going to get a full workload. He's gotten 80% of the snaps this season. Already had, and he's averaging 50 rushing yards on 14 and a half attempts. So I think he gets back into the end zone this week. With Joe Burrow most likely being out for this game, it might be a run back and forth game, but the Rams, if anybody has surprised me the most this season, it is the Rams. Yeah,
doing a lot with no Cooper Cup.
Yeah, well, they have a
Puka's the real deal, man. He's the real deal. I said it last week that if he can keep this up against San Francisco, that's telling, and he did. They targeted him 20 times. That's a gigantic number. I mean, speaking of big targets too, Kyron had 14 opportunities on the ground, 10 through the air, caught 6 of his 10 targets for 48 and 1. Good enough for RB4 last week. I'd say Kyron would give you a safe floor, I think.
Yeah,
I play him over Swift because Gainwell is active.
I'm playing Mike Evans as the wide receiver, and I'm playing Kyron Williams. Staying away from Najee Harris. He's been up and down and not very good, quite frankly.
I'm looking at the DK matchup too. DK still questionable.
DK matchup against the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers are actually good.
Second against the wide receiver for fantasy. Yeah, I'm gonna go Mike Evans, Kyron Williams. Lock it in for me. Okay,
I'll ride with you there too. I would also try to find a way maybe to play Addison. I feel like he's good for. If you really need a ceiling play today, I think Addison would be a good ceiling play.
I mean, Harris should have a good game today against Las Vegas, but and then you have Jaylen Warren out of the backfield too.
Yeah,
so
no.
2 positives
feel
equal
like
a negative.
Najee's, I have him written down here as gross feeling flex. And underneath I have Jalen Warren as flex. So if that tells you anything. So in a different league too, Eric's got in a different league, he's got to start 3.5 PPR with Najee, Madison, McLaurin, T. Higgins, Kendra Miller, Hollywood Brown.
All right, so you're starting 3 here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So okay.
McLaurin. In this instance, I would take Najee Harris. And then I think I might play Marquise Brown, believe it or not. Am I wrong for saying that?
Let's find out. 10 targets last week. Cowboys can be had at the wide receiver position, but they're still.
Yeah.
Oh, no Trayvon. No
Trayvon. Out
Oh,
for
no
the season.
Trayvon. Ooh.
So he's going to go up against Jordan Lewis. He's going to
Cardinals has been, yeah.
They have Stephon Gilmore there, but I think Marquise Brown with the target share and pretty much going up against a banged up secondary for the Dallas Cowboys is maybe more lucrative than waiting for T. Higgins to show up on Monday night with, they play Monday night, correct?
With Burrow being questionable.
With Burrow being questionable, and I don't think Burrow plays. I really don't. They need to be smart with him. And he hasn't looked like himself either. So I'm not happy about that matchup. I have Burrow in a couple leagues. I cannot start him today. I'm very upset about that. But, I want, for my fantasy teams, I want conviction that these guys are going to be on the field. I don't trust Alexander Madison as far as I could throw him. So I'll put Najee with a good matchup in Vegas over Alexander Madison. McLaurin, safe matchup today. Washington. Buffalo. That's going to be tough.
Yeah. So I would do, if you're going to start Najee there, you're going to start Hollywood.
I was thinking it was Najee in Hollywood. For the
They've been doing, Cardinals have
fantasy
been doing
points.
this thing where they're like, okay, we're going to play for our jobs for like the first half and change, and then we're going to lose the game so we can be a better team down the road. So everyone's playing for their jobs. Josh Jobs, 21 of 31 last week for 228 and 1 against the Giants. 3 for 41.
It's going to be a little different this week with Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys is a lot. It's a very big difference. So, does that change your expectation when it comes to Hollywood?
No, not necessarily. Who are we putting them up against? We're putting, it's either Hollywood, McLaurin, or T. Higgins, correct? I'm not trotting Kendra Miller out there in my flex.
I think I might play. It's tough because of Burrow.
We
I
have
would
to
say
play
I'd
3.
play Higgins over. Yeah, 3.
Are you willing to play Higgins with a backup quarterback?
See, that's what I'd be worried about. I wouldn't want to let that be like the final piece to my week. And then
we're downgrading
whoever the backup
I'm downgrading
is,
T.
I don't
Higgins.
even know.
All
right, so Harris, McLaurin, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Due to the injuries with Burrow, yes.
Oof. All right, I'm gonna jump around
tough
here a little bit, you guys. Let's see. There's some popping in here. OD, what's going on? Welcome in. OD wants to know if we're feeling Mike Williams or Josh Kelly in PPR. That is a good one. Josh Kelly.
I think I go with Mike Williams. Josh Kelly should have a good game too, but damn.
He's not getting the targets though.
He had a bad game last week.
Yeah.
Up against a tough defense.
Mike
Williams.
Mike Williams here. Thinking. Check that injury. He's probable with an ankle, so he's probably cleared by now.
Yeah, he's clear to go. He's gonna play.
13 targets last week. 13 targets. Caught 8 of his 13 for 83. And that was with Keenan Allen having a great game. Mike Williams had more targets than Keenan. Keenan was targeted 10 times. Mike was targeted 13 against the Vikings, who, please give me Mike Williams. I don't know why I had to think about that.
That's the way I look at it. The Vikings, they really can't run the ball. Maybe they get something going today against the Chargers.
Are they going to play Cam?
He's listed, but he's probably a more of a backup today
Today,
than
yeah.
anything else. Yeah, it's going to be a couple weeks before he takes over for Madison.
I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going Mike Williams here for sure.
I'm going to go Mike Williams as well.
Cool. Good luck, OD.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a tough one because Kelly has a really good matchup for the running back.
Smokey. What's going on? Pick 2 here for Smokey. Pacheco, Josh Kelly, and Rashad White.
Pacheco is questionable.
Sit one of these guys.
So we have to sit one.
Yeah.
Rashad White. That's going to be a tough matchup.
Pacheco's got a good matchup. A really good matchup.
What time is that game?
It's the Bears running back, 425.
I'm going Pacheco and Kelly. I'm not waiting till Monday up against the Philly defense.
For Rashad?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who'd they play last week? They played Chicago last week? Yeah, so they played Chicago last week, and Rashad went 17 for 73 and 1, and then 5 for 5 through the air for 30. And that was against the Bears. And then you're looking at
the Bears.
Got going on.
Stop
Bears. Yeah, so I would do. Wait, Rashad White plays the Eagles.
Yeah, plays the Eagles.
All right, so wait, you're gonna go Josh Kelly?
I'm gonna go Josh Kelly.
I don't like that matchup.
Up against Minnesota, 21st against the running back.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong matchup. I'm sorry.
And yeah, give me Josh Kelly up against Minnesota and Pacheco up against the weak Chicago defense. So they're probably some of the best matchups of the week.
I'll take that too. I'm on board with that. Good luck, Smokey. All right, I'm gonna pop up. Oh, give me 1 second here. While I'm marking these off, just like to say that this podcast is not sponsored by Gatorade Fast Twitch, but Gatorade Fast Twitch. It's bright green and it's delicious. And
does
then
it
when
make you
see
twitch?
it in the store, it does not, which was slightly disappointing. But it tastes good. It's great for Sundays. And yeah, thank you all for stopping in. Z Smitty, what's going on?
What's up?
All right, so here we are. Dak, Mixon, Walker, Justin Jefferson, Chris Olave, Waddle, Kittle, Puka, Jordan Love, Gus Edwards, Montgomery, Warren, Ertz. I'm really good at naming players. Jonathan Taylor, Deontay Johnson, both on reserve. Would you drop anyone for Jahan Dotson? Okay.
Do you have a IR spot where you could put Waddle in and just pick up Jahan Dotson?
He does. He has JT and Deontay both on his IR spots.
I got it.
Would you drop anyone for Jahan Dotson?
Dude, this team is beautiful.
This is great. I don't know if I would chase Dotson. Let me see.
Dak, Mixon, Walker, JJ, Olave, Waddle. Love the wide receivers.
For sure.
Kittle, Puka, Jordan Love. I mean, is it a super flex league that you need to hold on to 2 quarterbacks? Because if it's not, then you can kind of stare off Jordan Love if it's a 1 quarterback league and might be able to pick up another backup going forward. Because I do believe Jordan Love has a bad game today.
Jahan Dotson's been disappointing to me, man. He's only got 12 targets through 2 weeks. His average depth of target is 9 yards.
He's playing that slot role.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it could get better. I wonder.
It could get better, especially with Logan Thomas going out today.
That's true. Oh, man, remember last week I had a really good feeling about Logan Thomas, and it was going really well. But he held on to that touchdown, but that was a horrible hit.
Touchdown saved you. Mixon, Walker.
Smitty, let us know if this is a super flex league, and then we'll pick back up on this.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody, you could probably get rid of Jaylen Warren.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'd rather hold on to Jaylen Warren and be like,
well, would you rather drop Jaylen Warren or Montgomery? Because those are my 2 picks out of this. We got Montgomery doubtful today. All right. I believe Gibbs is going to have a breakout game. To the fact
this has to be the game, right? Like, can we talk about Jahmyr Gibbs? This has to be the game for it.
The usage, I I mean, yeah, we'll see Craig Reynolds a little bit here or there, but we should see a nice game from Jahmyr Gibbs and Warren. Yeah, he's got a good matchup. I mean, Montgomery's banged up. Montgomery could be banged up for X amount of games.
Mhm.
I think if
Well, when you think about this, Smitty, when Deontay comes back, you're gonna have to drop somebody else anyway. So your team looks pretty solid as it is right now. I don't know if I would necessarily chase down Dotson at this moment. I'm gonna real quick look up the strength of schedule for Dotson. It looks like for wide receivers, they do not haven't seen him yet. Oh boy. Commanders have the 31st easiest schedule going forward. It doesn't look great, especially for the fantasy playoffs matchups.
Easiest.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'd stick with what you got right now. It's a pretty solid team, guys.
Yeah, and you have Puka in there as a backup today with JJ and Olave. Like, you shouldn't have a problem. Z-Smitty, love the team.
Yep.
If I am dropping someone, if you do want to take a chance, I'm dropping my backup running backs in Warren or Montgomery.
Agreed. Cool. Good question. Or
awesome question. Yeah.
And Ball Glove, let's hold on to your butts for this first one here. I like this question, though, for Ball Glove. Is Zay Flowers' rookie status the only thing holding him back from a better ranking this week in PPR leagues?
Is Zay Flowers' rookie status? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so either, because they're looking at him. Lamar is looking for him. Like I said, he's seen a target on 35% of Baltimore's first read targets. So that's where he's looking. I think that's their number one over Bateman, over Beckham. I mean, you could argue that Andrews is their number one, but
I mean, if you want some context, I'll go to my rankings real fast and see where I have them. Let's see.
Colts are pretty decent against wide receivers. They're bad against quarterbacks. I think Lamar's going to have another good day.
I probably still have Zay Flowers way too low. Nope, I have him at wide receiver 17 in between Mike Evans and Jamar Chase this week.
Ooh. Let me check mine. I like that. I would play Flowers this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I don't think his rookie status holds him back from being anything. And I think today, more than anything, may be the coming out party for Zay Flowers. You know, they're gonna try to have a balanced offense between Gus Edwards and Lamar Jackson running the ball. I know they added Kenyon Drake to that backfield. Melvin Gordon will fill in the passing role.
Where do you have Zay Flowers? I'm sorry, Chef.
I have Zay Flowers at wide receiver 17.
Sheesh.
Why?
Chef believes in Flowers.
Oh, yeah. And I could probably move him higher if DK Metcalf is still banged up.
Yeah, you could probably move him up a bit. So you're playing Flowers over Nico Collins?
I have it that way right now, yes.
Would you play him over Pittman? Godwin against Philly on Monday with our banged up secondary?
That's a good one too. Are you trying to change your roster?
No. I'm just looking through what I put together. I'm just wondering.
I have them close with Pittman. They're in the same tier. Like a low end wide receiver 2. Mid to low end wide receiver 2. Nico Collins I have as a high end wide receiver 3 right now. And that could change.
Yeah, I think that might move.
Yeah. And I think T. Higgins should be lower in my rankings as well because of the injury. So, yeah. I'm pretty confident with Zay Flowers today.
Yeah, I'm confident with him too. And just to bring up what injury? T. Higgins?
Oh, the injury to Burrow.
Oh. Yeah. I agree with that. Word. Yeah, Ball Glove. I think you're good to go. with him. For sure. Sarah Riley, what's going on? Welcome back. Sarah Riley, half point PPR as always to Puka Nakua, Brian Robinson, Javonte Williams, or Rashad White. Oh my God, you got to just play one of these?
That's tough.
This is tough. I mean, you don't leave the table on a heater, right, Chef? Like
Javonte Williams,
I was gonna say,
Nakua.
like, can you
fit
sit
two
Puka
of
at
them in
this?
there?
Can you sit him right now?
I mean,
20 targets last week, man. He had 2 good weeks of football in one day. That's crazy.
yeah.
I know Brian Robinson. I think B-Rob was running back 1 last week, was he not? He was. 18 for 87 and 2. The matchup against the Bills, I don't like.
I don't
think he's
I
not
don't
gonna
love
repeat
the
that.
matchup for the Bills. With Brian Robinson, I think Javonte Williams has a better game today, so I'm
Mhm.
taking Brian Robinson out of it.
Javonte's
Rashad
got a good
White
matchup.
going up against an Eagles defense, might have a little tough time there.
It's between Nakua and Javonte for me, and I think I go
Same.
Puka. I think I go Puka there. I can't sit. I don't want to live in that world where I sit Puka Nakua and he does this. He does it again.
like
You
the
know what I mean?
first 2 weeks of the season.
He did it against San Francisco. That was the proving ground for me. I'm not going to be I'd rather start Puka and be like, it didn't work out, than sit Puka and stare at my bench and think about that for the next week.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard
just me.
not to play Puka. Like after the first 2 games that he had, like it doesn't really matter too much.
They're just sending the ball his way, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Puka here,
Word. Same.
even
That's
with
a
the good
tough one,
matchup
Sarah.
for Javonte.
That is a tough one. For sure. Jay. Oh boy. Yeah,
Hey.
Higgins and Burrow gave me 6 points against my boy JP. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here to play in Dynasty. Jay thinks Dawson's gonna eat. I don't think he's wrong, but given going back up to our boys team up here, I still think he's in good shape, not having to worry about dropping anyone for Dawson just yet.
Yeah.
That sounds
was
like
the context that we were in. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Brian Hill, what's going on? Good morning. Flex for Brian Hill here. Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, or Tutu? Tutu 9 targets last week. Going into that Monday game. Unsure about. You said you were staying away from Aaron Jones, didn't you?
Yes.
And he's still
Questionable.
Yeah, but I don't like that matchup.
I don't like the
Anyway,
matchup either. Nope.
No.
So it's between Higgins and Tutu Atwell, and I think at this point I would have to go with T. Higgins.
Just in that same game, even with. All right, so let's just say. So if Burrow doesn't play, what do
we do?
Yeah, I'm gonna admit something here. I don't know who the backup quarterback is.
Oh, for Burrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna find out right now.
It's Jake Browning. Yeah. Jake Browning. Womp womp.
Yeah, no.
I'm disturbed, to say the least.
I mean, do you just go?
I'm still gonna go with Higgins. I have to. Like, you drafted him for that reason. I don't think you could put Tutu Atwell above him. If it was Nakua, then yeah, sure. But
I still think Tutu can have a decent week, but yeah, you're right. I'm gonna start Higgins. All right, let me think about this. Kyron. Yeah, they might need to. The Bengals are good against the run. Historically, anyway. I mean, I'm still like next week I'm not going to, but I'm using a combination of mostly last year's defensive stats and some of this year's. Just for the first 3 weeks, but
yeah, let me go with give me T. Higgins.
Yeah, I'll go T. It's a tough one though.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I
And he's a
did that
Cincy
one,
fan, so of course.
that one. Oh, true. There you go. Jim Rambo, coolest name in fantasy football. What's up, cuz? In the flex today for 1 point, full point PPR, Dotson or Rashid Shaheed. Also, is Aaron Jones playing today? Jones is still questionable. We don't like the matchup. Aaron Jones is slowly starting to fall off of my radar altogether.
I mean, he's been injured, so it's understandable.
Yeah, and you know how it is in Green Bay. If you're a little injured, they don't play you.
Yeah.
They just won't do it. And even with, I just don't like that matchup either.
So we're looking at
against the Steelers.
Dotson versus Shaheed.
Yeah. Let's see.
Shaheed is
Shaheed.
interesting, man.
I agree.
I have him as a low-end flex play because he's been pretty much balling out and catching everything thrown his way.
Mhm.
Only had 4 targets up
4
against
targets.
a tough
Yeah.
defense last week in Carolina. Can Derek Carr get it done against the Green Bay Packers today?
Well, if you look at Packers are, they're good. That's a tough defense.
Yeah,
Man.
especially on the perimeter.
I mean, but Dotson going up against the Bills too. Let's see. Yeah, no, man, it's tough. It's just a week where he breaks out 5 targets last week. I did mention his average depth of target has just been 9 yards. He's only been targeted 12 times through 2 weeks.
I mean, we're splitting hairs here. They both have
tough.
a bad matchup.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, so let's go with targets here then, right? So it's full PPR. It's got to be.
And it would
flex.
be Dotson then.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dotson for me. It's close though. If it was half point PPR, I may lean Shaheed for the upside of the touchdown.
Yeah, I can see that too. Michael Thomas has been doing his thing, man. He's So is Tony. Oh man, are you playing Tony anywhere this week?
Tony Jones?
Tony Jones Jr.?
No.
Okay.
No, not with Kendra Miller coming in.
You playing Taysom Hill anywhere this week?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Just had to check. All right, yeah. So Jim, we're going Dotson. Okay. All right. Going back to ball glove up here. Pick 1 for PPR flex. Kendrick Bourne, Juju, Schuster Smith, or AJ. Bourne Kendrick, Schuster Smith, or Dylan AJ.
Oof.
Kendrick Bourne did not do what I wanted him to do last week.
No,
he had 9 targets though. I mean, their targets are there.
That's important.
So that is important. Let's look at Juju.
And then we have, who do we have banged up? Devontae Parker banged up again.
Yeah. I'm not doing. Nope. I'm taking him out. I don't like that matchup. The Jets scare me.
Up against Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. Yeah, I know. And then AJ Dillon, don't like that matchup either. So for me, I'm going Bourne here.
I would definitely go Bourne here.
Yep.
I'm not putting my money on Juju Smith-Schuster anywhere. AJ Dillon, even if he does have a full workload behind, they looked bad. He looked bad against the Falcons, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And New Orleans this year has just been awesome against the running back.
Yep.
Their defense has been very, very stout. So I am staying away from the running back situation there. I'm going to go with Kendrick Bourne. I'm with you.
Cool. Let's go up to Zach on here. Cool. Zach, Jaden Reed, Kadarius Toney, KJ Osborne, Kendra Miller. Need 2 flex spots. Aaron Jones and Christian Watson, both on the bench with hamstrings.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep an eye on Watson.
Jaden Reed is interesting. He is very interesting, actually.
8 targets last week.
8 targets last week. He's got a great matchup.
7-2. That's right.
He's got a great matchup because the New Orleans secondary is not very good. Yeah, if we check that real fast, Green Bay in the slot, up against the slot, they are allowing the 9th most fantasy points New Orleans is.
Oh, okay.
So that's where
good. All
Jaden
right.
Reed lives in the slot. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not playing Tony over any of these guys this week.
I'm gonna put my flag in Jaden Reed.
Okay.
I really don't want to play Tony. He's still dealing with some kind of injury. He always is. Even though he has a great matchup against the... Oh, man. Is it worth giving a shot to Kendre Miller or KJ Osborne against the Eagles Monday? Or no, Kendre
Osborne's against the
Osborne
Chargers.
against the Chargers.
6 targets last week.
If we pick 2, I don't know if Tony's going to be able to do it. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it.
It's a decent matchup, but I feel like this is going to be way more of... I would rather take the ground options here for Kansas City, that including Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to run some in. Pacheco's going to get... I think he gets one. I could see CEH getting one. And Kelsey, which pretty much rounds out the 30 points that they're expected to get. The 48... Over-unders 48, Kansas City by 12.5. They will be scoring, but it's a crapshoot, man. Like, you throw it up in the air. Is it Sky Moore? Is it MVS? Is it Tony? Is it Rashee Rice? Like, with Kelsey back in the lineup, too, I don't like that at all. KJ, let's look at Kendre. This is a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game for Kendre Miller. Tony Jones is probably going to be involved to a certain extent.
Packers can stop the run. Man.
Give me KJ and Jaden Reed.
Yeah. Same.
And it's not.
It's gross.
That's a tough one.
It's not ideal, but deep league. I mean, we will also see some sort of designation for Watson. I mean, that game is... That's a 1
He's not
o'clock game.
going to play. I don't think he'll practice.
You don't think he's... Well, I'll tell you right now.
I think he was limited in practice.
He was limited on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time he practiced all week.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. But we'll keep you guys updated with injury designations when injuries become designations and designations
become injuries.
Let's do a defensive one on here for kicks from Mike. Chiefs or Baltimore? I want the Chiefs, I think, this week.
Defense? Yeah, I think I might go with...
I don't... Fields was picked twice last week. He fumbled twice. He's got to get it together. It's disappointing to me. I hate it. And then we'll look over at Baltimore. Up against the Colts with Gardner.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah. I'll go Chiefs too.
I mean, we saw what the addition of Chris Jones did in that
that'll do it for me.
Backfield last week.
Yep. That'll do it for me right there.
Give me the Chiefs.
And let's go down to Zach, Rachaad White, or Javonte Williams. Whoa, chat's blowing up. You guys are awesome. I'm coming down. I'm getting there. Rachaad White or Javonte?
Rachaad White or Javonte Williams. That's a toughie, man. We kind of had this before, didn't we?
Yeah, sort of. I'm going to go Javonte here.
You're going to go
it's
Javonte?
A better matchup for him.
Yeah, give me Javonte. I'm down with that.
Cool. Nice. Jump on the way down here. Edward Zhang, what's going on?
What's up?
You'll start for can't read. Start 1 full PPR. Addison, Kirk, DJ Moore, Breece, Hall. Got to start 1. Oh man, this one. All right, let me see. Christian Kirk.
Addison has a great matchup against LA.
He does. Kirk last week, 11 of 14 for $110. Is Zay Jones? Zay Jones is out.
Yes, Zay Jones is out.
Matchup's not great though. Texans are actually. Oh yeah, I don't like that matchup.
I
Texans
think it
are-
might be
I
Addison
think you might be right.
up against J.C. Jackson.
Let's look at
I'm not playing Brees Hall.
DJ Moore against the Chiefs. 7 targets last week. Going to the Brees Hall's. Did he? Is he still questionable?
He is still questionable.
No, he's not.
I think he plays.
Yeah, he has no injury designation now. Actually. All right, so he'll play against the Patriots, who can stop the run.
Nah, I mean they're 22nd against the run for fantasy running backs. Addison, he's got a good matchup today or this week.
I'm gonna go Addison here.
I think I'm gonna go Addison as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying away from DJ Moore. Christian Kirk is.
He had a good game last week, but I don't like the matchup against the Texans. That's the matchup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He could still have a good game.
He could have a good game, but I think putting him up against Addison.
Put him in this order. I would put Addison, Kirk, Brees Hall.
I agree. I would do that. It's a good one, though. Thank you, Edward. Vertice Z? Vertiz? Maybe. Hercules. What's going on? McKinnon or James Conner?
Ooh. To be determined if Isaiah Pacheco plays today, I'm staying away from McKinnon. If Pacheco is ruled out,
I think
you don't have it. Then McKinnon is an option there.
Let me hold on a second here. I know he is still questionable.
Yeah, he's still questionable. We'll get that at 1:00, I believe.
I'm afraid of the Cowboys' defense against running backs.
Yeah, I mean Connor's probably not going to have a good game, but he is going to get a lot of the usage.
But I mean, I guess honestly, if Pacheco plays, which I guess we'll find. What time is that game? That game is at 4:25.
Ouch.
Of
course it is.
But
so is the Dallas game.
Okay, so
if Pacheco is
Pacheco's out,
it's McKinnon over James Conner for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, McKinnon would have a much better matchup against the Bears.
It still may be McKinnon over James Conner regardless, just because of the matchup. But Pacheco would obviously lower my expectations.
All right, so let's say Pacheco plays. Are you still going? You're going.
If Pacheco plays, I would probably take Conner
for the volume.
Yeah,
okay.
And the passing work,
and the passing work. All right, so if Pacheco plays, you go Conner. If Pacheco doesn't play, McKinnon. So keep an eye on for that designation as the afternoon rolls on.
Yeah, I mean, we have to also remember that we have to keep an eye out. If Pacheco is out, they may bring in Deneric Prince, guy that flashed in the offseason, in the preseason rather. He may be an option for the Chiefs as an RB2, maybe a late DFS play if Pacheco is inactive.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, keep an eye on that one, Vertice. Vertice? We're going Vertice. Matthew McConnell, good morning. Welcome in. Nico Collins or Tyler Lockett, half PPR. James Cook also in consideration. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Tyler Lockett, you're going up against CJ Henderson of the Carolina Panthers. We saw what the Panthers can do to a defense. Nico Collins. Ooh.
Nico can't spell correctly.
I mean, it's half point PPR.
So you're looking for the touchdown here.
You're looking for the touchdown.
So let's go. Let's open up the James Cook book here for a second.
Yeah, the James Cook book.
Yeah. Commander.
They're pretty stout against the run, but he will get first downs. You get the passing work.
You'll get the passing work too. James Cook might be the best option for a floor play here.
Yeah. I believe. Yeah.
And then
I wouldn't doubt that one.
And then Nico. Up against
Nico
the
or
Jazz.
Lockett, half point PPR.
9
Nico's
targets
been getting
last
some
week.
targets,
He
dude.
has been getting some targets. 9 targets last week. Week before that, he had 11.
11? Yeah. Give me Nico Collins. I'm gonna run it back with Nico.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver 8 on the season so far. That's good for him.
I mean, I get it. Tyler Lockett had that blow up game last week, 8 receptions, 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But
I know, but that
that is not a sticky stat. And we know Tyler Lockett is notorious for showing up and disappearing throughout your fantasy season. And I think this is one that may dip a little bit. Give me Nico Collins for the targets.
All right, so we'll go Nico here. But what if DK doesn't play?
If DK doesn't play, then Tyler Lockett, fire him up.
Okay. All right, so keep that in mind. So we're going Nico here. We would go Nico for the ceiling. James Cook was probably going to give you the best floor, but Nico might give you that ceiling play if you need it. And if Metcalf sits, then I would fire up Lockett.
Yeah, it's all about Metcalf playing or not. But
I mean, but if
give
they
me Nico
do
Collins as it stands right now, even for the floor, dude. His floor is so safe.
I think so too, actually. Yeah, because of the targets, you're seeing him.
Yeah.
He's averaging 9 a week. He's averaging 9 targets.
He's averaging 10 targets a week, and 6.5 receptions.
Okay, yeah, let's go Nico.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's definitely the wide receiver 1 on that offense.
Bob Dole.
What's up?
What's up, Bob Dole? Good morning. Oh, the first quarterback tilt of the day. Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson this week?
Hurts or Lamar? Give me
I am
Lamar.
an Eagles fan, and I don't like what I see.
Give me Lamar.
I think I might take Lamar too.
Yeah, it's an easier matchup, especially with the running game banged up a little bit. Maybe Lamar Jackson starts running the ball a little bit more in this one. Either way, he's got all his important weapons, Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews on the field with him.
He said important weapons because Odell's out and Justice Hill's out. Yeah.
Justice Hill's out. OBJ is out. Nelson Aguilar started to come alive last week. It's
ridiculous.
Very sneaky waiver ad.
I agree. Sneaky daily play too.
Yeah, and
6 targets last week.
I'm a little confused about Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And
I don't know what's going on.
I'll go Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I think I would too. I mean,
the tush pushes really helped you out last week.
Sure.
Will it happen again? Probably.
It probably will. I mean,
do you get 2? I don't know.
You got to get down there first.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lamar. I'm going to go Lamar with
feeding the ball to AJ Brown just because.
Not necessarily.
I don't really think so. That's not Sirianni's. He's not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
I do want to check one more thing before I hop off this tilt, though. I just want to see. Lamar, 5. Yeah, I'm going to go Lamar, man.
Okay.
Cool. That one was tough, Bob Dole.
Thanks, Bob.
Appreciate that tilt. That was definitely a tough one. Oh, let's go to another one here for Bob Dole. Let's throw one more in here. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. Let's throw Russell Wilson into the mix. It doesn't
still
change
Lamar.
anything for me. Yeah.
It's still Lamar.
Yeah, if you look at Wilson's box score from last week, it looks great.
Oh yeah, but he looked like crap on the field.
Yeah, so temper those expectations. Tim Barrett. Please remind me if I pronounced that right or
I would
incorrectly.
say Tim Barrett.
Let's go with that. TB, what's going on? Welcome back. Good morning. Tim needs one for the flex here between Pacheco, Christian Watson, Gabe Davis, PPR. All right, so we talked about Pacheco. There's an injury concern there. He might not play. That's a 425 game, so you got to keep an eye on that. Christian Watson also dealing with a hamstring.
Yep. Yeah, he may not play at all.
And he might not play at all.
So there we have Gabe Davis, Gabe the Babe.
Gabe might just be the play here just by default.
Yeah.
Honestly, Christian, you know how they do it in Green Bay. If you're injured a little bit, they're gonna They're not going to roll you out there. Gabe had 7 targets last week. He almost hit the century mark for yards. Finished as wide receiver 15, and that was against Denver. Or no, that was against the Raiders. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going up against Kendall Fuller with the Washington Commanders, giving up almost a half a fantasy point per reception. So that's a nice little tidbit for you.
I like that.
So I would think Gabe Davis, even if he gets 4 or 5 receptions, he's going to do something with them today up against the Washington defense that can be split in their secondary. So,
yeah, I'm on board with that too. Good stat.
Give me Gabe Davis.
Good stat, Chef.
Give me Gabe Davis. I have questions about Pacheco and Watson today.
Agreed. BMF Jack, what's up?
That's a great one.
Good morning. Zach Ertz or Soul Boy. Here we go. Zach Ertz or Sam Laporta, full PPR. And then for an RB2, between Sanders, Connor, Swift, or Madison.
All right. So the first part, give me my boy Sammy Laporta. For like it seems like the 6th or the 3rd week in a row that he's like listed as a top 10 tight end. I haven't met
tight end 8 last week.
Yeah, I mean his matchup, it's probably tight end 5 on the week.
Yeah, going against the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm staying away from Zach Ertz.
He's
against Dallas
targeted.
Yeah,
it is like it's so wild, man. You can't. It's hard to ignore. It's hard to ignore Zach Ertz's targets. He's had 18 targets in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Does that continue?
Maybe not.
Against the Cowboys? I mean, how much of that defense changes with no Trayvon Diggs in the secondary? I mean, are we worried about? We're not really too worried about the secondary there, right? I mean,
all right. Well,
Zach Ertz is your volume play.
Yeah, he's a volume play, but he's going to need that amount of targets, that amount of receptions. He's averaged 6 receptions through the first 2 games, averaging 9 targets. He's pretty mirrored as far as fantasy points go with Sam Laporta. And I think Sam Laporta is just part of a bigger embodiment of special players with a better matchup going up against Atlanta. So I'm going to go Sam Laporta here.
I'm going to lean Sam too, for sure.
Running back 2.
Worth talking about.
Miles Sanders, Connors, Swift, or Madison? Huh.
Sanders has a good matchup.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Up against the Seahawks.
And with
Swift,
Bryce Young out, I think they lean on the run a little bit more.
I agree. And I don't like with Gainwell being back healthy. I don't feel the confidence to start Swift.
I don't think Swift is going to get a 95% snap share like he did last week. And I'm not trusting Madison at all. I don't really care if the matchup is good or not. Give me Sanders.
I'd like to see how that backfield shakes out. But yeah, Sanders also. So Laporta and Sanders. BMF, that's a good one. Thank you. That's a real good one. TMBRS, Timbers. I like that. Gabe Davis or Jacoby Myers in full PPR.
Give me Jacoby Myers.
Really?
Full PPR? Yeah.
Is he out of the concussion protocol?
Yep. Yes, he is.
Okay. And then over Gabe Davis with the...
Yeah, I think Jacoby Myers is slotting in as that Julian Edelman role for the New England Patriots offense that they are running in Las Vegas.
Okay, that's a good comp.
And like he got 10 targets, 9 receptions against Denver. Got hurt obviously in week 2 early, didn't put up anything, but he is back. It's not a physical ailment. He's cleared concussion protocol, and he has a decent matchup this week in Vegas going up against Pittsburgh. Patrick Peterson, give me Jacoby Myers.
I'll lean with you there.
Yeah, I think Vegas is going to have to throw the ball more than Buffalo. I think in target share
Yeah.
alone, you might just get Jacoby Myers.
Okay. No, I'm
Like
on
if
board
he
with that.
catches
I like
8
it.
balls, like
Mhm,
it's a
for
done
sure.
deal.
It's a good one, though. Minnie Jordan.
Good morning, Minnie Jordan.
Morning, cuz. Morning. Full PPR for Minnie Jordan. Choose a wide receiver. Christian Watson, JSN, Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, Josh Reynolds. I want to play Christian Watson so bad. I can't wait. I don't think this week is the week. JSN,
Smith and Jigba going up against Carolina.
depending on whether or not if DK didn't play, I would feel a lot better about firing him up.
Yeah. Jaden Reed is a good one this week. Romeo Dobbs, he gets Marshawn Lattimore, so I want to take him out of there right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh Reynolds may have a good matchup, but AJ Terrell has been really setting the world on fire for the Falcons secondary. And with Amon-Ra in the game, I think they stick with Amon-Ra more so than Josh Reynolds.
I think I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think they might. I mean, I don't know. Toes are a big deal. I know it's just a toe and it sounds silly, but toes might be a big deal. And they need him for the rest of the season. So they might keep him a little bit. Yeah, they have to walk on him. He might be limited. Josh Reynolds last week caught 5 balls on 6 targets for 66 and 2. Good for wide receiver 8. They're looking at him. And the matchup is not bad. The matchup's also good for
Jaden Reed.
How many Packers do you have here?
Yeah, it's 3.
He's got almost the whole wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go Josh Reynolds.
I'm gonna go Josh Reynolds.
Yeah.
I really want to go JSN because I love that guy, but he's still on my taxi squad in my dynasty league.
Yeah, give me Josh Reynolds.
But yeah, give me Josh Reynolds for this week. That's a tough one. Y'all are filling up the chat. That was great. I'm gonna keep on moving down here. Let's go ball glove. Pick one PPR flex. Mike Williams, Alexander Madison, Brian Robinson, or Zay Flowers.
Ooh, and that's like right neck and neck with my rankings, right? Didn't I say Mike Williams? Oh no, I said Mike Evans.
Mike Williams
Williams is in my top 12 this week.
13 targets last week. Great matchup against the Vikings, man. Oh man, I'm slamming the button on Williams here without thinking.
Yeah,
he had a great game. He had a decent enough game last week, even with Keenan Allen having.
Zay Flowers is a close second for me.
I would put it in that order for sure. All right, jump on down here to Julian Ortiz. Welcome in. Garrett Wilson, Tank Dell, Zach Moss in full PPR for the flex spot.
Julian, I love this I love this tilt. All right, this is the chef tilt that I am dealing with, whether or not I'm playing Garrett Wilson or Tank Dell, and I am going with Tank Dell.
You have the same.
I have the same predicament. Not with Zach Moss, but yeah, with Tank Dell and Garrett Wilson. I didn't know who I should play, and I'm not trusting Garrett Wilson here. Last week you got bailed out because of a touchdown. Yes, he got 8 targets, caught 2 balls, and one went for a long touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not banking on that. I am, however, banking on the target share that Tank Dell's been getting.
Yeah, 10 targets last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw what he did in the preseason. Like, he's going to be the wide receiver 1B on this team next to Nico Collins.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it, man. Give me Tank Dell up against the Jags over Garrett Wilson, getting shadow covered by Christian Gonzalez of the New England Patriots. That's been pretty good.
That's going to do it for me too. I'm on board with you there. I don't like the matchup.
Or do we throw Zach Moss in the mix?
Well, I don't really. I mean, look, last week, 18 for 88 and 1 on the ground, caught all 4 of his targets
against Houston.
Against Houston.
That's not Baltimore. I think I'm going to go Tank Dell here.
Houston's good against quarterbacks and wide receivers, not so much against running backs. So yeah, and the Ravens are good against running backs. So I'll go Tank Dell.
Wow.
That's it. Surprised you didn't hit the button on that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wanted to. I just wanted to shout him out. But yeah, I'll hit it.
Tilt of the week.
Yeah, Julian, call us crazy, but we are going Tank Dell over Garrett Wilson and Zach Moss this week for a full PPR flex option. I think just in that last sentence, the full PPR flex option, you are going to get more targets, more receptions, and more fantasy points out of Tank Dell instead of hoping, wishing, and praying that Garrett Wilson gets back into the end zone with the subpar quarterback play of Zach Wilson.
That'll do it. That'll do it for me. And we'll count that tilt of the week, Julian, as the first hour's tilt.
Yeah, I mean, it was
just
only
one away an hour.
Short.
So we'll do that one we'll call that the first hour. That was a great one, man.
Indeed.
Great. Jenna, what's going on? Good morning. Thank you for stopping in. Tutu Atwell or James Conner for full PPR.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Oh, man. 23.
Give me Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, Cowboys are good against that. I'm going to go 2-2 also.
Oh.
I'm going to go 2-2-2.
2-2-2?
That's the first time I said that. That could get me in trouble. IG. What's going on? I don't want to try. I'm not even going to try because I'm going to butcher
Elias Giftopoulos.
Giftopoulos? See, now there I go.
Yeah.
Sorry. But let's help him out here. Pick 2 for full PPR between Jamar Chase, or it wouldn't be Chase Edmonds, right?
No, that's Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, and Kyron Williams. Pick 2. Give me Olave and Kyron Williams.
I'm not sitting Jamar Chase. I'm not doing that. I understand why. Monday night game, you're not sure about Joe Burrow. I get it.
I don't think Jake Browning is going to make it happen, dude.
Yeah, but Jamar Chase is one of those guys that he's talented enough to turn a bad quarterback into a middle of the road quarterback. He's one of those difference makers. He's one of those.
And I'll argue, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The talent is unmatched. But the fact that he hasn't turned a bad Joe Burrow into nice fantasy outings yet in the first 2 weeks leads me to believe that he's not going to do it again against the Rams. I would rather have the Olave matchup.
I'm starting Olave for sure. But you got to pick
up against Green Bay, and then Kyron Williams up against the Bengals defense. Kyron Williams is like a top 5 running back this week, dude.
I don't know against the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean they're middle of the pack as far as running backs go. 18th against the fantasy running back, allowing around 20 points per game to the fantasy running back, and I think Kyron Williams gets all of that himself. So we're looking at anywhere between 15 and 20 fantasy points for Kyron Williams compared to what Jamar Chase has done for us lately with 9 and 8 points the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry, but we can tilt on this one all day long, but I think
just listen to Chef here.
Williams.
Just listen to Chef here. All right, I'm gonna move
crazy.
On.
It's wild.
It is crazy, and I don't.
You don't hate it.
I don't hate it. I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's tough.
I hate it because it's disgusting.
But you have to adapt and adjust. And don't get caught up in those in the picture of your draft board of those players that you drafted way above. You have to watch who is producing right now to win right now. And Jamar Chase gave him 2 weeks, and obviously Elias has 2. And he's sitting there and he's like, man, I don't know who to pick.
You're right. Hip Hop Anonymous. What's up, Hopper? Hopper in the chat, everybody.
Shout out. I got asked about Hopper last night when I was
going
at
on, Hop?
dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, the
People ask
server.
me about
The
Hopper all
server
the time when
asked.
I'm eating food.
The server asked if I was Hopper because he heard a lot of things about a Hopper that worked there.
Moving on to Michael Hyde. What's going on, Hydas? Good morning. Let's help Hyde out here. Terry or Judy, and then in another league, he's got Michael Thomas or AJ Dillon. I'm playing Michael Thomas over AJ Dillon.
Playing Thomas over AJ Dillon. Terry or Judy? That's a good one.
Judy.
Terry's got a tough matchup
Yes, he does.
against Tre'Davious White. It's going to be shadow coverage,
For sure,
but
for
I
sure.
think he could probably be okay.
Terry Judy against the Dolphins. 5 targets last week. Marvin Mims had that
Targets.
big jaunt. Russell Wilson's numbers are inflated. Javante's got a better matchup on the ground. Ooh.
Give me Terry and Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I think so too.
I want to see more from Jerry Judy.
Okay, I agree with that.
I mean, this would be the game to watch for it, and then
Hmm.
week 4 against Chicago, you can really, with conviction, put him in back into your lineups if he has a good game today. But I would rather go with steady Terry really this year. No matter the matchup, he's still performing to a solid floor.
Yeah, and he's getting 33% of the wide receiver target share. He's on the field for 73% of the snaps. I mean, I'll go with I'll go with Terry here.
I'm going to
over
go with
Judy.
Terry and Michael Thomas.
Yep, Terry
Close.
and Thomas.
Good one, Hyde.
Yeah, that's a good one. Matt Solis, welcome back, welcome in. Needs 2. Rashad White, Amari Cooper, Zach Moss, Terry McLaurin. I know we just talked about Terry.
And we talked about Zach Moss.
We talked about Zach Moss.
And we have talked about Rashad White today.
We
We
have.
didn't really talk about Cooper too much.
Not too much. But I do think I like this for Cooper. I do. I like the matchup. I take that back. I love the matchup.
Yeah.
Titans are god awful against quarterbacks and running backs. They're good against the run. I'm sorry. Quarterbacks and wide receivers, Titans are god awful. I'm putting Cooper in.
Yeah, give me Cooper.
We need one more.
Oh, we need 2?
Yeah.
Ooh, so it's Rashad White, Zach Moss, or McLaurin. Are we okay with
Give me
White?
Terry.
And that's you're going Terry over White?
Yeah, we'll go Terry over White. We talked about how he's still getting the targets, and we talked about how we didn't really like the matchup.
Yeah,
for
no,
Rashad
it's
White.
a bad matchup against the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go
Cooper McLaurin.
Cooper McLaurin.
I'm with you there.
Okay. That's another good one. These are getting good.
Yeah, dude.
These are getting real good. Let's help Hopper out here. Who should I start? Terry with an eye, McLaurin with some harsh weather and a tough defense. Adam Thielen with Dalton starting, which will give Thielen way more looks. And I agree with that. Or Taysom Hill on a true gut feeling. I don't hate that either, man. I feel like Hill's going to be he's a fun DFS dart throw today. I don't know about your full fantasy lineups. But out of these for a fantasy league, I wouldn't start Taysom.
I think I'm going to go Thielen here.
Dude, I know. I'm thinking
It's
the same
disgusting.
thing. I know we just talked about Terry too. We talked about Terry. We picked him for the last 2 matchups, but I'm also
thinking
just-
like short midfield passes to
He's
Thielen.
close. I agree.
Dalton doesn't really throw the ball deep downfield.
Thielen went to Carolina because Dalton was going to be there.
And I believe the Washington game, the weather looks better than what they originally reported on that. And if we look out our window right now, it's not raining.
I think if you start Terry, you'll be safer. But I think if you start Thielen, he might actually give you the ceiling today.
Yeah, the upside for Thielen today might be a little bit higher than McLaurin. I think McLaurin it does have a safe floor.
I think I would still start McLaurin though.
Yeah, I'm going Terry.
Yeah, I think
I want to
Terry.
start Thielen just so it
I
could
want
be
it,
a thing, but
come on, pal.
you got to go with McLaurin there, Dave.
Yeah, you have to.
Hopper.
Yeah, Hopper. Good one though, Hop. Dirty money. Welcome back.
Dirty money don't make no money. Scare money.
Don't start Terry. Here we go again. Terry or B-Rob. Man, Terry is lighting up the chat today. Homebred, my bad. I didn't see you got skipped. Hold on. I'm going up. Oh, there it is. All right. Homebred, you're next.
I think this is where we draw the line. Half point PPR. Give me Brian Robinson.
This is where I draw that line. Yeah. Yep.
He's averaging 73 yards on the ground. He's
Yep.
already had a touchdown per each game.
Yeah.
Yes, Buffalo's not the best matchup for him, but easily allowing almost 20 points to the fantasy running back on the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me Brian Robinson here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good game. This is a good game. I like that one.
That's going to be a good game. Homebred, pick 2 PPR between Najee, Zach Moss, Josh Kelly, Javonte Williams, Zay Flowers. Pick 2 PPR.
Pick 2, huh? We giving it to Josh Kelly today?
Are we?
Against Minnesota?
It's
Do
full
I
PPR.
say Josh Kelly and Zay Flowers?
I was considering Flowers for at least one.
Yeah, I would say full PPR. You definitely want to have someone in there catching passes. Zay Flowers can do it. Javonte, he's split work. You know, that's the only takeaway against that. Yes, he's going up against Miami. He's got a great matchup. But Austin Eckler being out, Josh Kelly has like a full workload for today going up against a minuscule Minnesota defense.
Give me Kelly and Flowers.
Yeah, Kelly and Flowers.
Yeah, give me Kelly and Flowers there.
That's a good one as well. Very good tilt.
Good tilt. Sorry for skipping you, Homebred. Never
Sorry
happen
about
again. Julian already had Tank down the lineup already. See, let's go.
It's a hard tilt. Like
that's
that one I was staring down at in our league of record for Dynasty. Like I'm playing Tank Dell today.
Yeah.
I still have to switch it, but yeah.
And so Edward, I think we had the other one earlier was between Addison, Kirk, DJ Moore, or Brees, and we had to start one. And I think we started Addison there. I think we put the order Addison, Kirk, Brees, DJ.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes,
so
we did have Addison a little bit higher than Christian Kirk today.
Yeah, so I'm leaning that way too. And Emma, birds.
Erna?
Because Erna said go and I said birds.
Birds.
Go birds. And Calvo. What's up, Calvo?
What's up, bud?
Ramondre or Amari Cooper in PPR. This one's good.
Ooh.
This one's a tough one.
Yeah.
Cooper has a great matchup. Up against
I'm going
Titans.
Cooper. I know he's still dealing with a little bit of an ankle?
He's cleared.
He is cleared. And you know what? Whatever he was dealing with, he was dealing with it last week.
Shoulder and groin.
Yeah, he was dealing with a groin last week. That's what it was. And I mean, he still did great things. 7 for 90 on 10 targets. And that was up against Pittsburgh. I think Tennessee today, listen, they are great against the run. They cannot stop the pass. Amari Cooper is Deshaun Watson's number one weapon. So unless Watson truly shits the bed today and we turn around and say, hey, look, Watson is not good at football anymore, I'm going to pick Amari Cooper for the simple fact that, Ramondre does have a decent matchup today against the Jets defense.
Agreed.
And I think, they're going to try to do what the Jets are going to try to take away Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. That is their best bet at winning this game, stopping the run game. And they already have an awesome secondary that is going to slow down the wide receivers. And then you have, the defensive line that can just collapse onto Zach Wilson at any time. And Amari Cooper, man, he just has such a sweet matchup. We could be talking about him as a top 5 option on the week.
I'm down with that for sure. With that matchup, especially. Yeah, it's Cooper all day for me. Go win, Calvo. Thank you. Changos 101, pick 2 here. Full PPR, Tyler Lockett, Jordan Addison, Miles Sanders, Brian Robinson, Zach Moss. Seeing a lot of the same names.
Oh, yeah. Those are the tilts this week.
Man, this one is
All right. Well, we like
Okay.
Sanders over Zach Moss.
We
right?
we did.
So we can kind of take Zach Moss out of that one.
Okay.
We also liked Brian Robinson.
We like
over
Brian
Zach-
Robinson over Terry. Oh,
I
but
like
over.
I like Brian Robinson over Zach Moss
Yeah, I do
going
too.
up against Baltimore.
I agree.
So Sanders, Robinson, Addison, Lockett. Do we go 2 wide receivers here?
You might. Oh man. I think if you went, dude, if I knew DK wasn't playing, then I'm starting Lockett for sure.
Give me Addison and Sanders.
Addison and Sanders.
I really want to say Addison and Lockett.
Addison and Sanders. Let me look at something before I sign off on that one. Sanders for sure. And you're doing Addison over Lockett?
Yeah.
And Addison over who else do we have in there?
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson. Yeah, I don't like that matchup. That's and Addison. Yeah, they've been passing so much. All right, I'm going with you.
Yeah, it's
there.
tough. It really
right.
is. Like DK being out could change this whole predicament. If DK's out, I'm putting Lockett in my lineups wherever I can fit him.
Agree. Agreed. Peter Oliveira, Aaron Jones, or Chuba Hubbard. Ooh.
Ooh.
Man.
I mean, you may get stuck with just Chuba Hubbard.
You might.
What time is that game, Swans?
Which game?
The Green Bay game is at 1:00.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones has a terrible matchup up against New Orleans. Even if he does play, I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard here.
Wow. Yeah.
And we saw it in week 1 where
did.
Chuba Hubbard did get some carries and was viable for fantasy. And it could continue here today up against a not even a low end running back defense.
In Seattle? Yeah. He had 5 targets last week, too. He caught all 5. I missed that.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's process of elimination. Here. I think we're just going to take Aaron Jones out of this, assuming that he's going to be out. And if he does play, he's got a terrible matchup. So yeah, Chuba Hubbard.
For sure.
Fire him up.
I like that. Yeah, let's go Chuba. Good for him. Lucius. What's up, friend?
Hey, Lush.
Good morning. Kate Otten. Oh, here we go. Tight ends. Kate Otten, Pat Fryermuth, or Ferguson for the tight end spot.
Ooh, Kate Otten, Ferguson, or Pat Fryermuth.
I'm going Ferguson here, man. Like I said at the top of the show up here, this is a fun stat. Out of Dak's 18 red zone pass attempts this season, Jake Ferguson has 8 of those targets. It's a great matchup. He's a solid start. I'm going Ferguson.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you, dude. Yeah, Fryermuth.
And I love Pat.
Fryermuth has a better matchup than he has the last 2 weeks. However, like you said, Ferguson's getting the targets, and that's what you want. You want one of them to fall into the end zone. I mean, the guy getting the targets is probably going to have a better chance. I would even put Otten over Fryermuth at this point, with just the base matchup. So give me Ferguson.
Word. Everybody, the chat is filling up. Y'all are awesome. I'm getting to everybody.
Nice.
Moving on down here. What's up, Dot? It's my M-Lane. Dot wants to know Josh Kelly or Najee Harris.
Josh Kelly or Najee Harris. Give me Josh Kelly.
I'm going to go Josh Kelly here. Najee is my gross feeling flex. While we're on this topic right here with our boy Steve, would you trade in what I believe is just a redraft league? Would you trade Najee and Tua for Brian Robinson?
No.
Okay.
No.
Too rich. I thought so.
No.
And will
It's
Najee score? That also wants to know. I think it's too much too. Will Najee score more than 6 points this year?
I mean, he could score more than 6 points today. I mean, today would be probably the best day to do it against one of the worst run defenses in the league.
Poor Najee.
But I don't bank on it. Like Jalen Warren could come out of the woodwork.
I know. I'm keeping an eye on him for sure. You got it. That. Thanks for the question. I got to move back up on here to Finn Strom. Another Josh Kelly right here. Madison or Josh Kelly at flex. This one
Is easy.
is easier.
Yeah, it's Josh
I'm
Kelly
going
for me.
Josh Kelly here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trusting Madison. He looks like trash.
He does not look good.
Trash on fire.
He does not look good. And I want to know what Cam Akers looks like in that offense before.
I mean, he's not gonna look great.
But you know, the disrespect for Cam
You
Akers.
interested in Cam Akers? I could trade him to you.
It depends on which league. We'll
Dirty.
talk after the show. Dirty? Oh, I don't know about that. Ball glove brew plan's got another one here. Got to pick one for PPR. Mike Williams or Puka.
Ooh,
Dude, don't make me do it. Oh,
that's tough.
yes, that is the word. It is. This is a tough one.
That is very tough.
Oh man. I know. I'm thinking.
I think Puka plays. He was listed as questionable last week, and he still had the target share that he did. Mike Williams, though,
Got a little bit of an ankle injury. I don't think it's enough to have him not play. At 13 target, he had a good week last week. I mean, especially like we said before, Keenan Allen had a better week, but Mike Williams still had a decent week. I can't bench Puka.
no, neither can I.
I can't take him off on a heater until he proves to me otherwise. I'm firing him up every week.
Yeah, I'm going to take Puka here.
It's nice when the fab works out. Good luck, ball glove. I'm pulling for you too. BMF Jack, do they keep the Saints defense or pick up a defense? Browns and Ravens is still available.
Ooh,
you could just be streaming defenses.
Yeah,
like unless you had like the Cowboys, the Jets, or
New Orleans is pretty good defensive.
Yeah, Saints too. I would keep the Saints.
Browns, Saints, Ravens. Yeah, like Saints have a good matchup today.
Yeah, I would just I would start the Saints against Packers. For sure.
I mean, the Ravens against the
against the Colts, right?
Colts.
Right.
With no Anthony Richardson.
Sure, but I don't feel like Gardner Minshew is going to just mail it in. I still see that game being at least competitive.
Yeah, I think New Orleans is your best bet this week.
I agree.
Good question, BMF.
For sure. And we got to this one, right? Between Kirk and Addison, or no? I don't know if we did.
Yeah, we did. We went Addison.
I don't know if we did go to this one. Are you sure?
Well, let's answer it then.
Yeah. You're going Addison over Christian Kirk?
I think so.
I'm not. Oh, Addison. Not Madison, stupid. I'm sorry. John Swanson got home late last night.
Yeah, give me Addison.
Addison for sure. I thought it said Madison. Anyway.
It's close. But give me Addison.
Yeah, it's Addison for sure. Benny Jordan Scott. Oh, okay. I love Benny Jordan.
Yep.
That's unpaid intern. Watson and Aaron Jones inactive.
I will change that.
What else we got here? Anybody else? This is the time. This is that hour. This is 11:32 where designations become injuries and injuries become designations, and 7 hours of commercial-free football is an hour and 28 minutes away. Pick two here for Hopper. Or no, pick one. I'm sorry. They're both rough, but you got to pick one between Latavius Murray or Dalvin Cook. What year is it?
Me Murray.
That was fast.
Yeah, I'm not trusting Dalvin Cook.
Even with no, I guess Breece Hall is active. Yeah, he's.
I mean, Breece Hall is obviously active.
I'm there. I'm going Latavius on that one. I'm going Latavius for sure.
Yeah.
NPG between Javonte Williams, DeAndre Swift, Tyler Algier. First time he's been mentioned today. Breece Hall or Jerome Ford.
Whew.
Jerome Ford sucks because
it's a bad matchup.
It's a bad matchup, you know. Man, this one is really tough. We got to pick 3. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. So we have to bench 2.
Oh, well, that's a little bit easier.
That is a lot easier. All right, so bench.
It's not that much easier.
It's not.
I'm going to
It's
bench
not.
Jerome Ford up against one of the best defenses in the league
I
for the
think
run.
you have to.
Yeah, even though
It
he's going to get a
hurts
ton of
'cause you
work.
spent for him, but
And then, I mean, between Algier, like we haven't talked about Tyler Algier lately, right?
we haven't talked about him today. But
He
that's
didn't really do much last week. If I'm
16 for 48.
yeah,
Not a great day. I mean, Bijan had
an amazing
an
day.
amazing day. So
I think I'm going to leave Tyler
Well-
Algier out on this one, dude.
yeah, the Lions are pretty good against the run. They gave up 18.2 points to the fantasy running backs going back to last year. There's hair in my mouth.
Yeah, give me Javonte, give me Swift.
So you're taking Javonte, Swift, and Brees, and you're going to bench Algier and Ford.
I don't really know if I want to. Yeah,
I don't want to bench Ford, but I feel like you have to.
yeah, and I think Swift coming off the heater last week, even though he's going up against a tough defense, he's still going to do more. I think he's going to be the starter moving forward. I think they're going to interchange Kenny Gainwell in there.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, so give me Williams, Swift, and Hall here, and it's really close between Hall and Algier.
Yeah, okay. I'll ride with you there. Still waiting for some more injury updates. Nothing yet. Moving on. Silly stats. 10 years to a champion. Let's go. Kirk or Kelly in the flex full PPR? I don't like it.
I don't like this one. This one's tough.
Yeah. Zay Jones is out. I'm going Kirk.
They
can't all go to Calvin Ridley.
Damn.
14 targets last week. They're trying to get him the ball. And Kelly, I'm not in love. I'm still not in love with the matchup.
Against Minnesota?
I'm not in love with it.
Makes sense that
He's
you're
not getting
in love
targets
with it.
either. Full PPR, he's not getting targets. Hey, give me Kirk.
I'm on the other side of it.
Oh, okay. You're on the other side? You're
Yeah,
gonna go Kelly?
I think I'm gonna take Kelly for the safe floor in my flex. Instead of rolling the dice that Kirk has another down game.
Another good game? You mean?
He had a good game last week?
Yeah. He was targeted 14 times, caught 11 for $110.
Oh,
He didn't score.
Did have a good game last week.
But that was a good game. And Zay Jones is out. Going Kirk.
It's fair. It's a fair assessment. I think we're split on this one.
Okay. That will happen.
Yeah. And when we're split, what happens? I don't know.
Okay, I was waiting for something. I didn't know if there was confetti or if you had
I didn't just save my work, so I'm kind of like distracted. My apologies.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on here to Bob Dude. 1 running back, Swift, Ford, Najee. I think we just said it was Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going there too. And Braden for PPR, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Tank Dell. And we talked about Tank Dell earlier.
Give me Tank Dell.
I'm going Tank Dell too. Okay. And we did Kirk or Kelly. Brandon Dupe, Zay Flowers or Nico Collins?
Ooh.
Give me Nico. I like it in Nico.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Nico has more upside.
I agree.
Yeah, give me Nico.
I'm going Nico. Cool.
It's close, but yeah.
We got 2 beans back to back after Mondo. Mondo, what's going on? Welcome in. That's an old picture of you. What's up, Tilt? Tilt Gang got a tough tilt in the home league. Start 3 full PPR. Okay, Brees Hall, Jerome Ford, DeAndre Swift, Damian Pierce, or Kendra Miller.
Oh, we didn't talk about Damian Pierce today.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
I don't know if there's a reason to talk about Damian Pierce today.
Up against the
Going up
Jaguars.
against Jags. It's not exactly the best matchup.
We're starting. I'm gonna start Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to kind of warm up to the idea of starting Swift as we're talking through the show. Miller.
Start 3.
He's playing.
Give me Hall, Swift, and I kind of want to play Jerome Ford over Damian Pierce. It's just been bad for Damian Pierce this year.
Yeah. Does it keep going? I mean, against the Jet, it might keep going.
Yeah, it could keep going.
It might not.
The Jags are number 3 against rush defenses in the league right now after the 2 first games.
All right, well then give me Brees. In that case, I would start Jerome Ford.
Yes, for the usage and the volume.
Okay. Yeah.
And, with the hopes of him breaking one away from the Titans or even just punching one in the end zone.
I would temper your expectation with it. In this case, I would feel more comfortable starting
Brees, Ford, and Swift.
Brees, Ford, and Swift.
Mm-hmm. That's
Brees,
a good one
Ford,
as well.
and Swift. That sounds like a band name from the 70s. We got 2 Beans back to back. We got Kobe Bean and we got Bean Productions. Let's go.
Oh.
Y'all know your audience. Kobe Bean, James Conner, or Pacheco at flex for full PPR.
We talked about this one earlier.
We did.
We're going to wait on the injury designation for Pacheco, correct?
Pacheco. Yeah, because if Pacheco's out, then obviously you're starting Conner. But if he's in,
and Washington plays at 1:00, so they have to make a decision today.
Yeah, today would be good.
Yeah, now rather than later. That's the whole point there.
So let's say Pacheco plays, even
Pacheco.
Okay, now let's say if Pacheco doesn't play, then it's Conner.
No, yeah, but yeah, give me Pacheco. Give me Pacheco.
I like that matchup better too. And Bean Productions, pick 1 in the flex. Welcome back.
No, it's the same. It's the same thing we talked about it before. Pacheco's game 425. James Conner's game 425. We're good.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's Pacheco. All right, for 1 in the flex for Bean Productions, Jerome Ford, Gus Edwards, Jalen Warren,
or Jacoby Myers. Ooh.
Okay, hold on.
I think I'm going to go Jacoby Myers here.
I think that's what you were doing.
Yep. I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. He's got a great matchup. Pittsburgh cannot stop the pass. Yeah.
It's full PPR.
And it's full PPR.
If it was half, I might have gone Gus here.
Yeah. I can see your thinking in that.
But Jacoby, out of the concussion protocol, we did talk about targets, right?
Oh yeah, his target share has just been crazy.
Okay, I'll go with the Jacoby for the Targets, and Peter Oliveira with another Pacheco or Gus Edwards. That game is at time.
Oh, the Pittsburgh game? That's the late game?
Yeah.
So, oh no, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Colts and Ravens is 1:00, and then Pacheco's 4, right?
Yeah, I think you may have to bite the bullet, Peter, and just put in Gus Edwards. Because if Pacheco is out, unless you have a backup plan, like it's gonna stink for you. So in this situation, I would put Gus Edwards in, unless we receive word that Isaiah Pacheco is going to play. I can look up his practice report real fast.
Yeah, I just did. Pacheco was limited in practice on Friday, but is likely to suit up for the Week 3 matchup.
All right,
I'm just gonna put him in. That's pretty.
Ballsy.
That's a confident report to me. So I'd be surprised if they don't start him. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, he didn't practice on Wednesday, had limited practice Thursday and Friday. He is listed as questionable, but yeah, give me Pacheco.
Mm-hmm. We might have word on this one earlier than.
Well, no, you won't.
Well, actually.
You won't.
Yeah, okay, we won't.
because the Kansas City game's at
Because it's
4:25
at
today.
425. Yeah. I'm going Pacheco there. Finstrom, Kelly, or Madison at flex for PPR.
Kelly.
Kelly. For sure. And I think we did this one already too. But if
Bob
Dude
dude.
wasn't there for it, Swift,
No.
Najee, or Ford, we took
Swift.
We took Swift here.
Yeah.
Apes. Sup. Najee, JSM, Michael Thomas, Zay Flowers, 2-2, Atwell at the flex. Why
you
do
have
I
to pick
want
one?
start? Why do I want to start Michael Thomas out of this group
Oh,
here?
man.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah.
Give me
I don't know.
Give me Zay Flowers.
You're gonna go Zay again?
I'm gonna go Zay. Michael Thomas has a tough matchup with Jair Alexander, and I know Michael Thomas winds up like in the slot sometimes, but he has been, he's been on the left a decent amount. He's actually been spread around the field quite a decent amount this season. Give me Zay. Give me Zay.
You're gonna go Zay?
I'm going Zay.
I want to see if there's 2023. Yeah. Man, all right, I'll go Zay here. I really want to go Thomas, but I'll go Zay Flowers. We don't like Najee today, do we? Monique, what's going on? Good morning.
Hey, Monique, welcome back.
Dalvin Cook or Tony Jones, Brooks James Jr.?
Ooh. Give me Tony Jones.
Tony Jr. Yeah, Tony Jones.
Give me Tony Jones. I think this is the last week that you can actually play him, and you picked him up off of waivers to play him this week.
True.
Especially with Jamal Williams being out.
True. Good point. All right. And Larry Addison, welcome back.
Hey, Larry.
Larry hit us up during the week.
Was that you answering questions with Larry?
Yeah, it was. And then I thought you picked it back up. And then Larry, I'm sorry, I got in the way. And I'm pretty sure that, well, hopefully you didn't start Daniel Jones.
I think you did. You told him to start Daniel Jones.
What?
You told him to start Daniel Jones.
No,
over
I didn't.
Fields.
No, I didn't. I said start Fields.
Oh.
Didn't I? Larry, help me remember.
No, it was Fields.
Okay, good.
You said Fields one more.
All right. So Fields. Larry has Chase and Keenan Allen starting in his wide receiver spot with Metcalf and Brian Robinson as a possible flex. Who do you think is the better matchup?
As far as matchups go,
well, I think Larry, help us out here with this one, if you can.
Yeah, I mean Keenan Allen is solid. You're not taking him out.
Started Fields, good. All right, I'm 1 for 1 this week at least. That might turn around. Breaking news: what? J.C. Jackson is a healthy inactive versus the Vikings.
What?
J.C.
Healthy
Jackson.
inactive.
Wow. J.C. Whoa, boy. I didn't think I was reading that right.
Is a healthy scratch.
Say
Zay Jones is out. DeAndre
scratch.
Hopkins is active. Salvon Ahmed is out.
Whoa.
Oh, and Jeff Okudah is active for the Falcons. That's important.
This just bumps up that Josh Reynolds tilt from earlier. No, it doesn't. What am I looking at?
Not really. It bumps up. Yeah.
What am I doing here?
I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the wrong matchup again. Too many names are the same names.
Yeah, JC Jackson.
Everything that we
that's
said,
going to be the Addison matchup.
That's the Addison matchup. Yeah, that's going to be. All those Addison tilts just got bumped up even more.
Yeah. All right. So he's playing Chase. He's playing Keenan Allen.
So it's Robinson or Metcalf in the flex position.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. And that game is stop going up there, man. That's a 425 game, still questionable. I think I'm just gonna start B-Rob here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And all right, yeah, moving on here to Malachi 1476, start 2. Brian Robinson's all over this page today. Brian Robinson, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, or Kareem Hunt.
Ooh.
Whoa, interesting.
Start 2. Well, I'm definitely going to play Joe Mixon. Not playing Kareem Hunt first week.
Definitely playing Mixon.
It's between Jacobs and Brian Robinson for me, man.
Do we forget that Josh Jacobs was the rushing leader last year?
I mean, we pretty much have.
I tend to. But I mean, do you sit? Do you
What
start?
have you done for me lately?
I know, but I mean, it's week 3. All right, so what are we doing there? Does that make so? Is that? Are you going to start? Are you starting Kareem Hunt? Are you starting Kareem Hunt?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I do not know who I want to start, Brian Robinson or Josh Jacobs. So with 15 minutes left in the show, Mr. Swanson, we on.
Tilt of the week.
All right, Malachi,
Yep.
1476. I've made my decision. Whether or not you choose to take my advice is up to you. I'm going Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon. All right, the matchup for Josh Jacobs is great today. Pittsburgh is the least good against fantasy running backs.
Very nice.
And Brian Robinson dealing with the Buffalo Bills. I think Josh Jacobs gets a real severe workload today. They're going to need to give it to him. Whether or not the offensive line, it doesn't even matter. I don't think. I think Josh Jacobs is a better pick today over Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I think this one is just start them, man. Start Mixon, start Jacobs, start them where you drafted them.
Don't overthink it
Don't
too much.
overthink it. I agree. I'm starting those studs, and I'm not looking back. Just moving on. That's a good one, though.
It's a very good one.
It's a very, very tough one. That's a week 3, like, need to sit there
Tilt
and
of
think
the
about,
week.
right? Let's rate BMF Jack's wide receiver room out of 10. Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Michael Thomas, Jahan Dotson, Tank Dell. 8.
I was gonna say 8.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean the only thing that can make it really better is if you threw it like a Justin Jefferson in there and a Puka Nacua. Like
you can't get a Tyreek and a Justin Jefferson on the same roster unless it's dynasty and you got lucky.
Trades.
Yeah, but that's
you never know.
How do you sleep at night?
I don't know.
John Nelson, Tutu Atwell. What's going on, John? Tutu Atwell, DJ Moore, Drake London for the flex.
Ooh.
First time we've talked about London today.
Yeah, and he kind of showed up last week, didn't he?
A little bit. 7 targets, caught 6 of them for 67, and 1 was on the field for 82% of snaps. Good enough for wide receiver 21 last week against Green Bay. And then
it's between Drake London and Tutu Atwell for me personally.
For me. Yeah, I agree.
I don't like the DJ Moore matchup.
I don't like it either.
He's going to be shadow covered by L'Jarius Sneed from the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm really trying to stay away from that. Give me Drake London.
I'll go London
with some confidence.
Sure. Okay. Well, before, I mean, yes, yeah, 100%. Much better of a matchup against the Lions secondary. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to have to pass the ball against Detroit. They're not going to be able to just run it. They're going to have to start spreading the ball around in that offense.
Yep. Agreed. And then Jaime Flores, Mike Williams, Higgins, or Pittman, pick 2. Bench 1.
I'm going to bench Higgins.
I'm going to bench Higgins because I'm starting Mike Williams and I'm starting Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
Even with Gardner Minshew, I'm still starting.
Yeah.
Pittman, and I don't want to wait around for Monday to find out.
Pittman going up against his old teammate, Rocky Sin in Baltimore. I think Pittman's got him. With Minshew, Minshew could throw the ball just fine. I'm okay with Pittman.
I'm okay with him. Yep.
Yeah. Good tilt, though.
Yeah. Super C&B challengers. What's going on? Welcome in. Njoku or Ertz today in PPR. Now, here's where I take Ertz.
Yeah.
I take Ertz over Njoku. I dropped Njoku.
You had to. Like today is like the first day that he's actually got a great matchup. And yet he doesn't have a good matchup because Jack Gibbons' PFF rating is 81.3 against tight ends. So yeah, I'm gonna go Zach Ertz. And
Nice.
let the targets keep coming his way, hopefully.
I like
For
that.
Super CMB Challenger's sake.
Yeah, to answer the question, Super CNB Challengers.
Yeah, welcome in.
Welcome in. And Big Greens. Let's go.
Big Greens.
I'll get my greens in here. All right.
Oh.
Getting in here late after a late night, my man. We're doing well, man. Welcome
Big
back.
Greens.
Big greens right there. There it is. All right. Keep this up here for this next one here. Jalen Reed, Romeo Dobbs, or Rashid Shaheed, full PPR. Waddle out hurts, man. It does. It does hurt.
It does hurt. It does. Like I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, I'm staying away from Romeo Dobbs.
Agreed.
Don't like the matchup for him today, one-on-one. He's going to have the shadow coverage from Marshall on Lattimore. Jaden Reed, on the other hand, does have a great matchup in the middle of the field. I think he's going to be the outlet there, especially with Christian Watson being inactive once again. Rashid Shaheed, he's been surprising some people, and it's the same game, but yet he gets Rasul Douglas. So give me Jalen Reed.
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed. He wrote Jalen in the chat.
Did he?
Jaden Reed.
Jaden. No, for real. Jaden Reed. We've been talking about him all day long.
I believe Big Greens is a New Orleans fan.
Big Greens is a New Orleans fan.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's sorry.
Welcome back, cuz. Oh, and finish up another one here for him. Also, Kendra Miller or Dalvin Cook, full PPR.
I mean, that's boiling along the lines of where I would play Dalvin Cook over players. Yeah, give me Cook over Kendra.
You think he's going to do that? He
I
might
think
know more about Kendra than we do. Ladies and gentlemen, Big
he
Greens
might.
is a
I
big
mean,
New
if
Orleans
he
fan.
knows,
Maybe
if
he
he
does.
knows, yeah. Listen, he was great
course he
in
does.
college. He's been injured.
Mm.
I don't think he gets a full workload. All right, I think it's
That's
still the
fair.
Tony Jones show.
That's fair.
And it's equivalent to Kendra and I'm sorry, Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. I just think that the matchup is a little bit better for Dalvin Cook. Mistake, and correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Earlier we had talked about I don't really like that matchup either. Patriots can still stop Dalvin Cook. He also fumbled last week. Yeah, Green's down here says that Kendra will be fine. Tony Jones was probably going to get the goal line work. I can see that happening too.
I mean, the matchup is better for Kendra. I just don't know the usage yet.
That's the tough part.
And that's what screws me up. If you want to throw a dart, Kendra, maybe in some DFS is okay. But I wouldn't trust Kendra being more than a low-end flex play today. And I could be shocked. Like, he could go off. He has that capability.
And jumping now here to follow up from Jaime Flores with those answers, as in we took Mike Williams and Michael Pittman and benched Higgins. Now between the flex spot, do you put Higgins in or Josh Kelly?
Ooh, Kelly.
And this is where I think I still go Kelly though.
Yeah,
I don't really want to, but
give me Kelly.
He's not getting targets. I hate not knowing who's quarterbacking.
He'll get targets this week.
You think he'll get the targets this week?
Yeah.
I don't think it looks good through the air for them at all.
We shall see.
Here are his target numbers through 2 weeks. Week 1, 1. Week 2, 1. I'm gonna start T. Higgins. I'm going Higgins here. Even with the quarterback situation, I'm going Higgins. I don't like Josh Kelly. I think it's because I have Eckler everywhere. I just don't like seeing Josh Kelly's face. I want him to go away.
Maybe.
Makes me sad, but that aside, I'm going to go Higgins over Kelly here.
It's a tough one for me. I'm going to go with the running back points.
Gotcha.
For a safer floor in my flex.
On my hair. Team out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, welcome in. What's going on? Brees or Javante full PPR?
Ooh, we went over this one this
We
morning,
did
didn't we?
something similar to this. I think there was another one in there.
It's Javante for me.
It was Javante for me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And-
look for the Patriots to shut down Brees Hall
Sure.
as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go back up here to.
And Miami can't stop the
I
run.
missed one here for Zach Jones. I feel bad. Trade away James Cook and Amari Cooper for Josh Jacobs in full PPR.
Absolutely not.
I would not do that. I would not do that.
No.
Would not do that. All right, going back on down to Larry. Thank you, Larry. Wow, Larry Addison. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody.
see,
if you like the
Addison.
show so far,
See, it's Addison.
it's the same name. It's cool. I love that. Beam Productions got one here with another tilt. Pick 2 full PPR flex positions. Nico Collins, Josh Reynolds, Jacoby Myers, Damian Pierce. At tight end, Njoku, Henry, or Ertz.
Ooh.
2 full PPR flex positions.
All right, I'm taking Nico and
Nico.
Jacoby Myers. And then it's Njoku, Henry, and Ertz. Give me Henry. Just hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah. He's the only person that I'd start.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah, give me Henry. And then you said Nico and Jacoby?
Yes.
Even with you're not going to throw Josh Reynolds into that conversation?
I mean, we could.
I don't know about his injury, though. Groin. 5 for 66 and 2 last week. Amon-Ra's probably somewhat limited.
Yeah, I'm still going Nico and Jacoby.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that. And then, wait, what? Okay, yeah, so pick one. Yeah, so we're going to go Henry.
Yeah,
then.
it's Henry.
Yeah. And Luka Magic, Osborne, or Berrios half PPR.
Ooh, this
Wow.
one's intriguing because Osborne has had those potential targets that could have turned into some big plays, and they may have to lean on him again. But he's shown time and time again now that he is not the player to rely on. Berrios is a very sneaky, intriguing option against Denver. With Jalen Waddle out, you're going to see a little mix of River Craycraft and Braxton Berrios. And I think Berrios is going to see more of the snap share. So give me Berrios in this situation.
JC Jackson's out.
Yeah, I mean, that helps Jordan Addison more than anything else.
You don't think it's going to help out Osborne?
I mean, Osborne plays all over the field, so it's not like he's locked into one specific spot. I just think more or less that with Jalen Waddle being out, that almost immediately puts Patrick Surtain in shadow coverage over Tyreek Hill, leaving the other options for Miami open. And Braxton Berrios could have a really sneaky day today, and I want to capitalize on that sneakiness.
Okay, I like that. Well said, Chef. I'm going with that. Gets
it
welcome
done.
in. Gets it done. Start 2. Godwin, Lockett, Flowers, Moss, Dotson, end. Man,
we haven't really talked too much about Godwin today.
Do we really need to?
James Bradbury.
I mean, can't I just type this in correctly? Come on. 8 targets last week. 5 minutes.
Oh, he's got the target share.
I'm
not worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles secondary is banged up.
They are, aren't they?
And I feel like Slay's going to be on Evans. I don't know if Avonte Maddox practiced or exactly what his status is right now.
He's not on this report that I have, so he's probably out.
I'm gonna go.
Godwin.
You're gonna go Godwin and Zay, aren't you?
I was thinking that, yes.
Yeah. God, I want to go Lockett, but I'm
Are we
I guess
pushing Lockett out for the simple fact that they're going up against Carolina?
no, it's just that I don't know what's going on with DK, and that's like really what's
Does it
driving
really
my
matter though?
decisions. That kind of because then it's like you can't just forget about JSN in that matchup. So I feel like it would open up a lot of targets for Lockett. But where it's sitting right now, I know we talked about Zay a lot today. I'm gonna go Zay and Godwin.
Zay and Godwin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Zay and Godwin.
I'm with you. It's
All right.
really close though.
It is tough. It is tough. Ian Coyle, what's going on? Drake London or DJ Moore in full PPR? Do you start trying to trade Moore and London sooner or later?
They would actually have to have a good game to do that. So Drake London, you could trade him now.
If he
He
has
had
a
a
good game,
decent
which he
game last week.
yeah, I would sell high.
DJ Moore, you're gonna have to wait for that game, man. I think you were gonna get pennies on the dollar if you
I
could
mean,
try to go out
that game
and
was
get
kind of
DJ
last week
Moore.
though. 6 for 104.
6 for 104,
You
and
could sell him on that to the right person.
yeah, maybe if a wide receiver needy guy.
I would try to get
Or
rid of
lady.
Moore. I would get him off.
Yeah, I would try to
get him off
definitely
this
get
week.
package DJ Moore and somebody for someone else. Yeah.
And then that being said, I'm going to start London over Moore this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Johan Zachariah, do they play Dobbs or Reed since Watson is out?
I'm choosing Reed in this scenario.
I'm going to go Reed. Watson's officially out?
Yes.
Did I miss that word? All right, cool. Of course he is. Do you have time, my boys, answering? All right, so we got one in here, a text in question from Hyde.
David Montgomery is officially inactive as well, along with Jair Alexander. So that helps Amon-Ra St. Brown out a little bit more, and Josh Reynolds for that matter,
and Gibbs.
Yep.
Ooh, that helps out Minshew.
Yep, it does. Minshew.
Wait, who's
How
out?
does it help Minshew out?
It doesn't help Minshew. I got names confused again.
Yeah.
I had a long night last night. All right, Ravens with the injuries. All right, so this guy's okay. So it's a suicide pool. Hides in with somebody else.
Okay.
Now questioning he did have the Ravens picked.
It helps out Michael Thomas that Jair Alexander's out.
Yes, but now with all the injuries, they don't know if they want to go with the Ravens anymore. In that to pick that.
Ravens or who?
Ravens and Colts. Now
I'm still gonna go Ravens to win the game. Yeah,
doubling up on Jags. I don't know what he means by this. Hyde, I don't know what you mean. Use more punctuation. LeBron. I love when LeBron stops in. I feel like LeBron's got so much else to do, but I think it's great that he stops into the tilt. Friend of the show, LeBron James. Start Madison, Gus Edwards, or Jerome Ford.
Gus Edwards.
I'm going to start Gus. I know that everyone just bought Jerome Ford, but I'm going to start Gus. Donovan's trophy yellow smiling. For 29 cents a day, you can get an iPhone. And for Andrew McGrady here, ugly, but Dalvin Cook or Tony Jones.
Give me Tony Jones.
And we got Don't Begets on that one. And this is Big Green. It's a league that he's in for his previous question where he has CMC and Debo, so he'll be fine if his RB2 is mediocre. Who would we take for an explosive day between Kendre Miller and
I think Miller would have more upside. It's definitely Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I think Miller would have more upside than Dalvin. But I would try to avoid any of that situation if you can.
For sure. Adam Polio here. Start 3 between Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Raheem Mostert, Josh Jacobs, Zay Flowers, St. Brown, or Kirk. Waiting for Nacua on Monday could be a problem.
I think Nacua plays.
Yeah, I would start Nacua.
You're going to play St. Brown today.
Yeah.
So it's Mostert, Jacobs, Zay. I mean, am I looking at Mostert even really today? It's not a name that we brought up.
No, it's not.
Raheem Mostert.
Great week last week. 18 for $121 and 2, going up against the Broncos. We have not talked about Raheem. I think it's because he's probably in most people's lineups.
Yeah. I mean, if you're worried personally, Adam, if you're worried about the Nakua injury and you don't want to wait, you can easily go Mostert, Jacobs, St. Brown here, or even Zay Flowers for that matter, or Kirk. Man, this is a good one.
This is really tough.
This is really tough, and this
Like,
probably the last tilt of the day.
Oh my gosh, it's 10. Wow, it's 12:10.
Yeah.
Oh, I have stuff to do. Man. All right, well, let's get one.
Start 3. You don't come off the table when you're on a heater, man.
I guess, man, you start Nakua, you start Josh Jacobs, and you start Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra.
I hate that you don't. That I don't. Man.
Do we
can't
start Josh
Chase?
Jacobs though? I don't think so.
All right, fine.
I
Then
think
start
with
Jamar
Jalen
Chase.
Waddle out, I think you could put Mostert above Jacobs.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
give me Nakua, Mostert, and St. Brown.
I don't
Jacobs would be a close third.
Just listen to Chef here because I don't want to be the person that says sit Jamar Chase. I know. I get it.
I mean, he may not have to. Like if and Chase is his backup for Nakua if Nakua doesn't play on Monday.
Okay, there you go.
Like that's the way I look at
That'll
it. Right?
work.
Am I right about that?
That is right.
Yes. They
Yeah.
played the same game on
Cool.
ESPN 2.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
All right.
The
It is
Dodes.
12:10. Everybody, this is a great show. Y'all
Yeah.
really came in. Saw a lot of new faces today. So hopefully, we were trying to get everybody. There was a lot going on. But thank you all for popping in. Thank you everybody for coming back. Who's here every week?
Yeah.
You guys are the best. You drive the show as always. I am FFJAWN John Swanson, and I will see you guys next week for week 4. Good luck. Go and get it.
Yeah, for sure. And I am James Crease. You can find me on the X app. Power X.
It's Twitter, man.
At FF_chef. Everybody, thank you for tuning in this week, and we will see you back for week 4 matchups, 10 a.m. Sundays, Eastern Standard Time, daylight time. I don't remember which one it is. Either way, 10 a.m. Sundays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Let's get it done.
Tell your friends that LeBron James comes in every Sunday and says hello.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sits there and has tea with Jim Rambo every morning.
Sure does. Good luck,
All right.
everybody. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Later.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Sunday Tilt. Visit us on YouTube at youtube.com/thetiltisreal and like and subscribe. We're live every Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you all next week on The Tilt is Real.